Yo everyone, welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and you're back in my parents' garage. So we've made it. Yes, 2016 is now done. We're going to usher in 2017. But before we do so, let's look back to what's happened in 2016, because to be honest, it was a lot more eventful than I even planned. Very exciting. So why don't we get right to it? Before I do so, I am freezing my balls off in here. Right now in Toronto, Canada, it is -10 Celsius. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. And we've had more snow already in like 2 weeks than we had it all of last year. So it's going to be a brutal winter. So that's why I want to start it off here so we get the light, because soon it's going to be dark. And Mary, look, pan around and see the neighborhood, how much snow there is already. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Anyway, so why don't we keep on track? Of course, Mary, just do a quick, my wife's holding the camera. Mary, do a panoramic really quick on how we, of course, you guys have seen how we cover the games. So they're, you know, covered, so the elements don't really get to them, even though it is cold. I get it. So when you start with the first game, now I've rearranged them slightly. So this is the, it's the Mortal, not the best. So this is the Mortal Kombat 2. That's why I don't change. That's why I don't replace the Mylar in here, because things fall and whatever. So Mortal Kombat 2. Other than reviewing the game in my 5-part series, I didn't do much to it. So I'm not going to have the games on during this review. I know it's annoying, and I know you want to see the full review. I know it sucks, but I can't. It's too cold. With having like this temperature in here, the games are going to blow. So I cannot. So for consistency, I'm not going to turn any of the games on. If you want to check them out, all my videos have been archived. You can check each one in detail. So Mortal Kombat 2, really nothing was done to it other than the video. But again, last time I played it, very fun. But didn't get really a chance to play it because, again, where it's situated. So while I actually, you know what, I'll do this later. Next is the Mortal Kombat 1. Next is the Mortal Kombat 1. Now, Mary, if you can get in close here. The only thing I did to this, other than do some rewiring, I rewired it because there was just extra wires there in the harness. I got a new marquee. So I got a new marquee when I got my neo-geo marquee. It looks beautiful. Do I really want it in here in this cold? Man, what it is, what it is. But beautiful marquee, brand new. So that was all I really did to it, other than, again, clean up some wires, make it a little more clean in the actual, in the cabinet. So that's Mortal Kombat 1. This is more challenging than I thought. All right, now. So this is, let's go to next, which is, here, if you can get in, that's Killer Instinct 1. This marquee I also changed. So that's brand new. It's a repro, but I also changed as well with my Mortal Kombat 1. It looks amazing. It looks almost one-to-one like new old stock. So I'm very happy about that. I did not do anything to this cabinet this year other than change the marquee. So a marquee was changed on this. So that's done. Let's go to the next. Whew. Next is the. Now I'm not going to move it because there's things here. This is the Killer Instinct 2. Did not change the marquee. This one I did not do anything this year, but Mary, if you wanted to take a look at the CPO, I did get the control panel overlay repro. I got that in the mail. I'm not going to add it yet because, again, it's dusty and you can tell why bother. So I do have the repro for this. I will be putting it on. Other than that, this game, as far as I know, is pretty good. Maybe rebuild the monitor, you know, regular stuff. So that's MK2. Now, this is Street Fighter 1. Let's skip it for a second, and let's go to the neo-geo. So, Mary, this one I want to be a little more specific because you want to get in close. So this is the neo-geo 6 slot. This was, out of all the games this year, that I had originally, the biggest, I guess, restore. In a sense, electronic-wise, I took the battery out, so it's not going to leak out of the PCB. So first time I removed the battery and unsoldered. It took longer than it should have, but I've done that successfully, and it works. The big change was I got every one of the carts. So all the carts are there. So again, not only did I get the marquees, but I got all the, the marquees and the games. Everything now is the games that I want. So the Art of Fighting, Samurai Showdown 1, Fatal Fury, World Heroes, Bust the Move, or Puzzle Bobble, and the 160-101 card. So everything works. They work in sequence. So far, really good. It's been very reliable. Again, haven't played it too much. Later on, again, do I have to do a little restore? Yes, but at the same time, it's very light. So that is the neo-geo 6 slot. So I'm happy that I got all the games at a decent price. The marquees look beautiful, so it's ready. Now, while we're filming this, the 160-101 was good enough for me, though of course having more games is good. Well, it turns out that there has been new developments in the Neo SD, which now through a game you can put an SD card in and you can load, I think, any MVS game, which is huge news because this one has 161 and we all know that there's a lot of copies and bootlegs and like kind of horseshit games. But the new one will actually have not only those games, but it's going to have all the Neo Geo games. It's around 500, if I do the math, it's like 400 euro with the, or 350 or something with the euro, but with Canadian dollars, it's going to be at 500 bucks. Will I get that in the future? I'm not sure. Talking to a couple of guys that also have a Neo Geo that are thinking of it. Maybe we can get a group type of buy. Not my priority. I'm not going to get it at least for the next 1 or 2 years, especially when we have more priorities. And again, it's pretty big money. And again, I know there's some kinks, it's brand new, so they have some bug issues. And hopefully that's going to be fixed and ready to roll. So that was the Neo Geo 6 slot. So I'm excited everything came through with this. Later on I will put the battery, but not quite yet because there's no really need. Now, it's a little tease, and I know it's annoying. I cannot show you legally the Street Fighter 1. Now, you're probably listening like, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean legally? What's wrong with it? Or what's going on with it? I can't tell you. And I know I've been kind of hinting it when I did my my whole restore on it, or whatever you want to call it, or the best I did, and moving forward, but I cannot tell you why I can't show you this. Now, you're looking at your calendar or your watch or on your computer or your phone, and you're seeing the date, and it's the end of 2016. I won't be able to show you this. I'm going to have to get confirmation, but I won't be able to show you this for another 9 or 10 months. So if we do the math, that's the mid or end of September of 2017. Now, I know that's a huge tease. It is, and I don't mean to do it, but I can't lie to you. You know, you're faithful to me, so I can't do that. At the same time, I have a legal obligation that I cannot show you what's happening with this cabinet. It's the Street Fighter 1, the one you've seen in my restore. Nothing's wrong with it. It's only good, but this was a huge surprise this year. Something I've never known, something that's very exciting. I don't want to tease it too much, but again, as the months progress, we'll lead into it. And I know it's almost 9-10 months away, but we're gonna have to wait. There's just no choice. So that's the garage. We're gonna cut away. I'm gonna just put these down, put them back into hibernation, and we're gonna be heading. We'll I guess head upstairs. Where the Street Fighter 2 and 3 are housed. See what's happened there. And, we'll see what's changed in that room. All right, so next up, we're in my parents' spare bedroom. My niece is now here. You can tell there's toys everywhere. I went up, so they moved the dresser, so I had to move it out of the way to have a little more room. So the first one is the Street Fighter 3. We'll do that. Actually, I'll do both together. Might as well. It's dusted. All right. Alright, so the first is Street Fighter 3. This one, did I do anything this year? No, absolutely not. This has not been touched since. I still have to... I haven't touched it since. The good news, though, is I now have a good idea to what I want to do. Because look at this. This is the worst CPO restore ever. I'm still embarrassed about it after a year later. But it works, it's durable, so again, once it's in the restroom place, I don't care if it gets dirty, so who cares. So that's the Street Fighter 3, can't wait to play that a little more. And then back to the Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, did not touch this at all. Everything, so these have been pretty standard and, just here, just being covered and pretty much waiting. So that's Street Fighter 1 downstairs, which I couldn't show you, I'm sorry. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and so far so good. So I'm gonna cover these up, and let's head downstairs to see the rest of what we have in store for games. Alright, so now we're downstairs in the other spare room that we have. Here we come in, so we'll show you around the cabinets and what's here. Alright, so here's the same old, nothing's changed since last time. This is the Double Dragon, so nothing's changed, haven't touched it since. It just sits covered. That's done. So that's that. Cleaned up in here from last time. Just kind of organized everything. Miss Pack is there again. I'll quickly do this. Flipped it a little too much, but that's untouched. I'll put it back in a second. So that's Miss Pack. Really haven't touched that either. Everything is working so far so good. If you can tell, this is the infamous Fatal Fury cart that was drilled into from the Mexican border. If you guys don't know, check out my other videos, the MVS Restore. There's where the Mexican border drilled in. I'm not going to get back into it. I've told the story 100 times. So that's that card that just sits here, not working. That's the Pachinko slot machine. This is the Antonio Inoki Suru slot machine. So that's his there. Again, haven't really touched. So in here's been very vacant. Everything's just nice and organized and put in. As you can see here, that's pretty much it. So this was the this is just storage. Oh, right there, see that tube? That's where the Killer Instinct CPO is as well, and so that just sits there until we restore it fully. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to drag it on again, very similar to what it was last year, just a little more organized. And so that's pretty much what's at my parents' place. Now let's go to the apartment and I'll show you what we have there. So everyone, we're back in the apartment, and we're going to be looking at the latest installment to my collection, which is the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition actual Vuelix cabinet with Taito X2 PCB and components. Now, as you can see behind me, I'm not going to be reviewing it or lifting the veil yet. The only reason is I've been working on the actual cabinet. It's taken a few months, obviously, since I've released my pickup video, to now do the restore. So I'm actually in the middle of the restore, and next video we're going to actually be hitting part 1 of the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition actual arcade. So I know it's teasing, I don't want to reveal it, but it is behind me and it is mostly put together. Very shortly I'm going to be putting it all together for my final unveil in the next couple of weeks. So please look forward to that. And without further ado, why don't we just, now that we've gone through all the games, let's look back what we've done, what we're going to be doing. My wife's laughing at me. Mary, I'm filming! You know what, I'm going in live. You know what, that's my wife. We're just playing around because I blooped this like 40 times. Now I have to admit, I was actually a little rushed at the beginning of the video because my niece was asleep. And I had some things going on in the house that I couldn't really film without it being quiet. So if it was rushed, again, please look back on my 2015 video if you want to, an overview. And of course, all the videos that I've archived during this year and the last year before that. So why don't we go back and reminisce kind of where we were and what we did this year and what 2017 looks like. So let me get my list because I did kind of plan out how the year's going to go. As you can tell, I pretty much have everything covered up until March, to be honest. I've been doing kind of a list of what we're going to be doing. A lot of good videos coming up. I mean that. I really do. So if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, do it, man. I'm telling you, there's some certain things coming up. They're going to be sick. Really sick. So let me go through what we've done. So the Street Fighter 1, I know I covered this not even 5 minutes ago, but the Street Fighter 1 is going to be it's going to be a big deal. I really think it is. I can't really explain Rut further, but again, like I said, wait until September, and I can't wait to reveal it, and I'll move forward. Another thing, obviously, all my games, I did, touch up on some of them. Some of them I did not touch just because they're in storage of my parents and being held there at the time being. What else? I got serious top tier on tour videos coming. I have I've already visited a buddy of mine's already. That's coming. I have a lot of people coming up. I won't say yet, but I'm looking at least, not including pinball tournaments, revisits, and at least another 4 People's Arcade. Not to mention some of them actually bars and whatnot that have arcades in them. That's going to be coming this year, so already look for that. That's going to be sick. Another big thing is the one behind me. Like I said, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition in the Vuelix cab. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the pickup video of my Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade, and you'll see how excited I was when I got it and where it's going to be going. Again, I have a couple coming out. Next video, you're going to start seeing the restore, and I can't wait to show you because it looks so far sick. Really, really cool. What else do I got going on? So other than, again, doing that and meeting new people, I did secretly, only to secure the name, release the second YouTube channel. I told you guys this in the end of my last video. I really haven't told anyone other than my wife that she was like, what are you going to be doing with it? I'm not sure. So if you guys want to give me some ideas or feedback, email me or leave it in the comments below. So ideally I'll unveil it. So I do have a new video, but I have not launched it yet because I don't have any content. But I wanted to secure the name because I've been almost worried someone's going to snatch it. It's called Full Life Bar. Full Life Bar. And I don't know, here's my idea with it. Arcades is my life. Like, that's my passion. And this is just the beginning, like I said. I know other guys do an offshoot video, totally cool. This one I wanted to keep a little different, I think. So my understanding or my thought is this. Full Life Bar is a play on words. Obviously, it's a full life bar, like, like whether it be fighting games or any type of life bar that you have in video games for your player. So Full Life Bar, also it's going to be full of excitement, a little lame, full of life and enjoyment. And also the bar part comes into my second hobby, which is cigars. So you can probably see my humidor to my left, your right. And this is what I'm thinking of incorporating, where if I review cigars, which is my vice, and I don't know if I'm going to be pairing it with alcohols or what goes well together with certain cigars. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I mean, I was thinking of even doing it while I play video games, while I review cigars and alcohol, because it's Full Life Bar. It's kind of, what goes well when you play video games as well. I don't think that's been done. I'm not sure yet. I don't know the format. I don't know how I'm going to fill, because I film I do have a little bar in the corner. I just don't know the format yet. So I'm gonna think about that and get ideas if you guys want to give any. Maybe talk to some close friends of mine and other guys in the hobby, and take it from there. So Full Life Bar, look for that. I might do an introductory video. I just don't know how I'm going to start it. But that is out. I just haven't launched anything yet. I just wanted to secure the name. All I have is the name and the logo. That's it. So Full Life Bar is live, but there's no content. So it will be coming. Guys to thank. Now this is the big one. This is the big one. I have to admit, in 2016, when I did my last, in 2015, getting into 16, I wasn't sure what 2016 had in store. I knew that I wanted to get all of the neo-geo games and then maybe do some, touch-ups here and there. I had no idea what else to do, other than, a few reviews here and there. What turned out to, and then the remainder of my games, Street Fighter 1 and Mortal Kombat 2. But I did know, I did want to kind of, branch myself out and get into other things. Here's where, that fate took over. So a huge shout out first to Mike Wong. Mike, I know you're watching. Thank you for, hitting me up and asking me if you want to just come over and hang out and talk about life and pinball, and kind of getting into that segment of the hobby, which, it's kind of one and the same. It is a kind of a different sect or a different level, but pinball and arcades come hand in hand. They're together, but even though some guys are pinheads, some guys are, arcade aficionados, I think they come well together, and it is inevitable that it will have pinball in the top tier arcade. So, Mike, thank you again for getting me into it. And not only that, but everyone that has accepted me in the pinball community, which Mike's introduced me. That, that's everyone to do with the Pinball for Change. everyone to do with Mike's crew, everyone that have embraced me to say, Steve, I know you're, you know, crazy. We enjoy your videos, and you know, we've embraced you as one of us, despite me not having a pin, which is a little embarrassing. So you never know. I think Top Tier might be getting a pin this year. I do want to choose the ones the ones I really like. A lot of my pin guys are saying no, those games are shit for the most part, but I like what I like. So I'm going to be looking for a pin maybe this year. If not, I have another couple on my list, the ones I want, and then the ones I wanted for years now since I've started Top Tier. So I'm going to be looking for another few games, maybe one big pinball, maybe a few, I don't know. So pinball is on the radar. My other games are on the radar. I have a couple good leads. I can't wait. I don't know what it's going to be in the apartment. I don't know that's going to be in my parents', because my parents' place is getting pretty busy. And me getting down there to film and record and, you know, kind of in my privacy just to do this for you guys and myself, it's getting difficult because there's a lot of people at the house. So I don't know if I'm going to have, you know, more games at the place. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the future holds. I don't want to plan too much despite me having a list, but this is only to keep on track. I promised you, despite my videos and how many, you know, subscribers I had, I owe it to the ones that are dedicated, that, you know, encourage me, and not only that, but, you know, progress me in the hobby. So thanks, Mike and the pinball guys. I salute you, and thanks for, you know, getting me in the hobby and educating me on the hobby to make sure I don't overspend and giving me tips. Number two, a huge thank you has to go to Francesco. Francesco, if you're watching, I know you are. Thank you full-heartedly again for schooling me about a lot of the Japanese cabs, getting me, I guess, prepped to what to expect to get a Japanese cab. You know, your encouragement led to kind of my deep diving, and it ended up that I found a lead on where to get the Vuelix. Then he showed me how to get the, he's showing me how to get like all the equipment to make the Vuelix and the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. So Francesco, I have to thank you. Thanks, man. You've been so kind, so understanding, and definitely a good friend. So I got to give you that as well. Huge kudos to you. And again, I know we're going to be doing your place sooner than later, so prepare. So definitely two big guys I have to thank. My wife's on the couch hanging out. Mary, thank you for putting up with me this year. It's been a crazy year. Honestly, it's been good, not perfect, but it's been a good year. I met a lot of good friends, and I thank you. I thank you for hugging me. Thanks, boo. So that's lame, but whatever. But yeah, honestly, Mary, thank you. So, you know, I'm lucky. My wife supports the hobby. It's something that I find when I talk to other guys you know what, I think here's the thing. My understanding is a lot of women are okay with it. I think unless, like, my wife's good with it, as long as it's not overwhelming, and also money, because there's a lot of money as well. And we don't dwell on it. Like, if I was better at restoring things, maybe I wouldn't dwell on it so crazily, because I can fix them. Maybe it'd be worse because now I'm going to be always fixing them. So I don't know. But either way, Mary, thank you. And again, this is just the beginning. The thing is, I'm in an apartment. As you can see, my parents' place is pretty rammed. I do have room for one or two more. You know, is it hell getting it down the stairs? Yes. Is it a lot of trouble? Yes. Do I have room in the apartment? Also yes. But at the same time, I have to respect my wife. And also, it's a little intrusive. They're big. You know, I mean, the Vuelix is small, and I'll show you next video. But that one's good, but we'll see. So guys, I don't know what more to say. Everything's scheduled. There's a lot coming. Please subscribe, and I'm telling you, I don't get money for this. I'm not monetized. I don't want to have commercials during my videos. It's not me. I'm here to just, you know, share the hobby. I only want more subscribers, only for the fact that I want to spread the encouragement of my channel, you know, showing my collection and my enthusiasm and love for the hobby and the games, period. I don't make money off it, off YouTube anyways, and we'll get into things later on. So guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for a great 2016. Everyone that subscribed or has left me, I hope you know, you do come back, only because, again, I want to spread the hobby. But thanks for this, the thumbs up. Thanks for the likes. A lot of feedback, good and bad, I've received. A lot of it is, I would say 80% is good. The 20%, a lot of it is just me making mistakes. And my heart, you know, sometimes my opinions can be very stubborn. but a lot of it's constructive. But so I thank you. Please don't think that if you're saying something that could be conceived as mean, that I'm going to take a huge offense. As long as it has substance and I can understand why to get better. I want to grow this. This is just the beginning. I'm not going to ramble. So again, this is just the next part of the evolution. What 2017 has in store. I have a couple of things for sure. Again, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out, of course, on YouTube, and subscribe if you haven't. If you ever need to email me, everything's below in the description. If there's anything else you need, please ask me. I'm very open and honest, good and bad, and it's the least I can do. It has been a pleasure. Thank you again for checking out Top Tier. Have yourself a great holiday. I hope you and your family do. And here's to the best of 2017. Peace.